Howdy, howdy, this is Blue Otter, and today we are playing Hotel Architect. This has finally arrived in early access. You are able to go and get this now on Steam. It is available at a launch discount of 20% off. I would like to thank Wired Productions for providing me with an early access key so that I could bring this game to y'all. Now, I have gone ahead and made a couple of characters. Mainly, I made a bunch of characters, but mostly I have this one, Blue Otter. If you would like to have this as a player or as a character in your game, I will have the character string in the description, as well as a link in the description for this game. So with that, let's go ahead and start. So with this in early access, we are going to have access to these first 4 levels. You'll start in Gothenburg, and then you will be able to unlock Santorini, Paris, and St. Anton. Each location around the world has a specific set of guest targets and objectives. Some locations will come with pre-existing foundations, while others will need to be built from scratch. As each level progresses, you will unlock new zones and furniture, which can be incorporated into the hotel. There are 6 different types of characters. We have the backpacker, the sporty, the sunbather, business, brat, and upper crust. We also have a number of different types of people we have that we can hire, as well as bring in, since we'll have construction, supply service, and then garbage, and then the ever important critic. So with that being said, let's go ahead and start in the scenario. Let's look and see what rewards can be unlocked at this location. So with this, our main objectives, we'll need to build at least 6 bedrooms, for which we will receive the fishnet. Protein drink machine, you'll have your guests complete at least 10 workouts. And you get this moose head upgrade, research 3 upgrades, a ship wheel, have your first sporty guest check in. And once we unlock these 4, we will be able to go to Santorini. And then we have these bonus objectives that we are going to try to get. And I see that they've also added several things, such as the fish head hat. That's cool. And the wreath. That is awesome. So some of these are different than what we had before in early access. So we have the Whack-A-Stuff, Swedish Meatballs, Fake Grass, the wallpaper, rubber floor, climbing wallpaper, runestone, singing cod, a model ship, dartboard, a big TV, regal carpets, a sailor hat, wreath, helmet, fish head hat, statue, hotel sign, the painting of Gothenburg, and the Dala horse. So with that, let's go ahead and start a new scenario. I knew this was coming. The River Otter Lodge.
Ahoy there! So, you want to try your luck in the hotel business? Say no more. My name is Anna, a self-proclaimed hotel guru and business coach, and I'm here to assist you in achieving your ambitious goals. Let me start by welcoming you to the Swedish West Coast. The area is brimming with backpackers and sporties, making these guest types your top priority. Since this is your very first hotel, I will guide you through the basics before presenting you with the main objectives. Let me know when you're ready to begin.
All right, we're going to start.
Psst, I'm over here now.
And she's over here. We're going to speed through this as much as we can.
Let's start by learning how to navigate your hotel. Try moving the camera to explore the location. Well done. Now try rotating the camera. Lastly, you can also zoom in and out. Give it a try. Great job. I think you now know how to move around.
Yep.
As you may have noticed, there is a lack of bedrooms in this hotel.
There's only 2 bedrooms.
Let's start by building a brand new one. To create a new structure, you need to build a foundation. click on the highlighted icon at the bottom of your screen and drag out a foundation in the marked area.
All right, so this is pretty much how we've been doing this previously, and the last couple times I played this.
Perfect. Now we want to split the room into two. Let's drag out some inner walls.
I do love, I know I've said this before, I love how they do the tutorial where it walks you through step by step.
Let's make sure people can access the new rooms by adding doors.
And only
Place
gives
two
you
singular
what
doors
you have,
if you're choosing
what
on
you
the
need
highlighted areas.
at the time. So we're going to go through a door. Normally I would do blue, but for right now we're just going to keep it simple. This is all going to get moved and changed
You may be wondering
anyway.
why your new masterpiece is glowing blue. Well, that's because the structure is still a blueprint awaiting
suite.
construction. Time to call some workers to carry out your plans. To call in construction workers, click on the highlighted icon at the bottom left and choose a group size. Bigger groups are more expensive, but get the work done faster. For this amount of work, I would suggest calling the medium-sized group.
So, as before, if you haven't seen this already, you come down here to call the construction service. Now, depending on what you call is going to change how she responds to you. So if you do the small one, let me go over these real quick and I'll go over how she responds. With 2 workers, with a call-in fee of $0 and $30 an hour, this is really great if you just have a few things to put in, or if you want to have what is effectively an in-house, just someone constantly working in the background to build up your stuff. That's perfect for this because it can be slowly working in the background. Emphasis on slowly because it is small. If you choose this one, she's going to say something to the effect of, oh, I want to see that you're cutting corners. We also know we're going to pause too. I forgot to do that. The middle one is you have a call-in fee of $1,000 and then it's $90 an hour thereafter. That is what she wants us to pick. That's what we're going to end up going with. But that's what this is probably like for average construction. Now, 12 workers, a call-in fee of $3,000 and it's $180 thereafter. So what this one is, and she's going to say, oh, I see you're really wanting to get on track of this. You can try it and play it in different ways. And she does have 3 different responses to this. The call-in fee. So this one's really great if you have a lot of stuff to do and you just want to get it in and out and done. That's perfect for the 12. But right now we're just going to do the 6 workers.
Good choice.
Thank you, because that's literally what you said.
Shortly after you call in construction workers, they'll arrive in a vehicle just outside of your hotel.
Okay, now this is going to seem like a really stupid comment, but I have caught up in this. One thing I do like about this is when you have it paused is you do have this yellow outline on the screen, and that tells you that your game is indeed paused. And if your game is paused, I know this is probably going to sound really like I'm trying to be sarcastic or really I've done this. So you do have to hit play, and space does not pause. But there might be a key binding that we might be able to do that. Okay, P is pause.
For as long as you have unfinished construction tasks on the property, the workers will automatically fetch material from the truck and, task by task, finish all of the work.
So this is the part that really makes this game really unique in the fact that it's not just a matter of you building or managing the hotel. You are building this from the ground up, from construction, demo, to selecting what color sheets you want. But I want to go a little bit faster, so we're going to speed this up.
Awesome! The structure is complete. But did you notice your workers spent valuable time moving to and from their trucks to fetch materials? I have a solution to that. To make the construction process more efficient, you can place out material sites near your blueprint. This will reduce the travel distance needed to fetch new materials. So, before continuing with the bedroom, let's place some materials.
All right, so we are going to place this right here.
Excellent. The next step is to customize the floor
And then you can
walls
right-click
of the
to
new rooms.
deselect it.
Choose your preferred surface materials and place them in the highlighted areas.
So I like to do this while I'm paused because one, it's not passing the clock. Two, so these guys are not costing me money. And three, that way I can really kind of pick and choose what I want. So now we've gotten a new design. We can go here and we can select wall colors and we can select floors. So let's do floors. What do we have in the other floors? We have what looks to be not that one. We can do a filter. I believe this is a carpet. We might not have this one available, or do we have? Oh, okay, it's this one. So we're gonna pick this color carpet. It's $40 a square. Now, normally what you would be able to do, you should be able to do, yeah, you can do this. No, you can't. You would normally be able to do this, but because of how this is laid out in the tutorial, just for now, you can do shift and click, shift and click. And that just basically fills out the entire thing. Or you could drag this like so. Now we select the walls. And what do we have here? I'm trying to make it so that they match these. This appears to be a wallpaper. And it looks like it's this one, but it is this pink. So again, shift, click, or you could do this as like an accent wall, or you can just do all this. If you wanted it to just be like, say you just wanted this to be an accent wall. Oh, it wants you to do entirely shift and click. Okay.
Ah, nice. The rooms are now far more interesting.
The tutorial is a little railroady, but it's fine.
Now it's time to actually designate your new rooms as bedrooms. This is called zoning.
So there's going to be another one coming up here. Right
By
here.
zoning an area, you unlock zone-specific functionality
We're going
and
to slow this
items.
down a little bit.
Zoning also helps guests and staff to know what kind of activities are to be expected in certain areas. Let's zone your newly built rooms into bedroom zones.
So we have a number of different zones. We have reception, bedroom, kitchen, restaurant, laundry room, bathroom, maintenance room, staff room, gym. Those are available to begin with. And then you'll have bar, conference room, spa, sauna, and casino that you will be able to unlock. So right now we're going to do bedroom, and we're just going to, eventually you'd be able to do this, but tutorial, we're just learning. So we're just going to do shift and click.
However, the red warning icon pulsating above the bedrooms is indicating the zone is lacking required items. Select the bedroom zone, click on the floor to see exactly what's lacking.
All right, so we come over here. We're going to click on
The highlighted
this.
section to the right shows which required items are missing. Click on the section or the items button to open the items menu.
All right, so we click on the require items missing. We can click on this.
This menu shows you all the items available to buy. You can sort and filter items using the buttons above the list or by clicking on a zone within your hotel. Try buying and placing the missing items in your bedrooms now.
It doesn't tell me what color they are. Okay, so anyway, we're gonna do blue. We'll pick blue there, and I usually just draw them like that. And then we're going to do 2 pieces of the armoire or wardrobe. And then we're going to have a case stand. Now this will automatically click into place. We're just gonna have it right there. And then we gotta unpause it. And they will bring these out. We got one more, I believe. Yeah. And that's enough for each person to bring one item.
Splendid. Hey, you have construction workers hanging around, not working. At times like this, when you don't have any work for them, they will just stroll around, costing you money. Send them home immediately.
So if you have this, they're walking around right now. They don't have anything to do, so they're just going to wander around the front of the building. And they'll do this. So if you're like, oh, no, I need them back, you can do this, and they will come right back, and it doesn't cost you the extra money. But then you can just send them. But as soon as they get into the van and the van leaves, they're gone. You're going to have to spend the money to bring them back.
Only call in construction workers when you really need them.
Sometimes I will hire the two-man crew and I will just keep them as if they were regular employees.
As you may have noticed, beds are delivered without sheets and towel holders without towels. Trust me, this is something you want to take care of quickly if you want to keep your guests happy. To deliver fresh sheets and towels to your guests, you need to set up a proper laundry chain. For this, you need a laundry room and cleaners. Therefore, it is now time to hire your first staff member.
So really quick, this is the laundry room that we start with.
Follow the highlighted windows to inspect your prospecting candidates. All candidates have a certain experience level and unique attributes that will affect the quality of their work.
We're going to pause this.
Hire a cleaner of your choosing.
All right, so we're going to look at our cleaners. That also pauses the time, so that's perfect because we'll be able to do this. Misty Mopwell. Now, I did make several new staff in the character creator. I literally just went through and whatever the default was, and then I added some of the positive characteristics. But these do not have a icon right here. So we have Misty Mopwell, who has several positive things. Moppy Master Sheet Champion and positive. Tidy Anderson, who is a hypochondriac and dense. And then Roger Scrubman, who is anxious, speedy recovery, and an introvert. We're going to actually hire the person that I made right there.
There you go. Cleaners work all over your hotel,
unpause.
so there's no need to assign them to any particular zone. Besides doing laundry, cleaners make sure to help keep rooms, floors, and items clean. As with
So
all
she's going to
staff,
go back here
when
and get
cleaners
sheets and
complete
bring
a
it back up
task,
here.
They will receive experience points, XP, that add up to reaching higher skill levels. High-level staff generally perform better and are more appreciated among guests. Low-skilled staff, although sometimes necessary, may cause havoc.
So we're going to watch her. She's going to put the sheet on the bed and she just gains some XP.
Another important part of your staff is the maintenance personnel. They will help you repair and maintain items and water your plants. Hire one of the maintenance candidates.
All right, so let's go down here to maintenance. We have Lee Clog, positive, techno dinosaur, and dense. We have Pamela Fix a lot, electrical engineer, but caffeine addict. And then we have the character that I made, Jerome Drillbit. It's kind-hearted, electrical engineer, and speedy recovery. So we're going to hire Jerome. I'm going to try to hire all my people that I made.
Good choice. While you're at it, you're also going to need a receptionist. Receptionists handle guest bookings and complaints. Receptionists do not work across the entire hotel, but instead within specific zones you assign to them. Let's hire a receptionist and assign them to the reception zone.
So I'm going to pause this real quick while I go over some of this. This is a little differently because you are assigning them We'll also do some assigning up here, but that's in a little bit. So one of the ways you can do this is you can either come here, you can click on the receptionist, you can hire the receptionist that you want. In this case, we have Carl Dessman, who's a key expert, punching bag, and speedy recovery. We also have Hale Garcia, who's kind-hearted and a techno dinosaur. And then we also have receptionist, who's an extrovert and a punching bag. So we can come here, you can hire, and you can either drop them here.
Excellent.
And that brings
Rooms
them
will be
in.
available for booking once you have established a functioning reception zone with an assigned receptionist. This means you will soon notice guests arriving to your hotel.
So we're going to, can I assign them up there? Okay. So if you don't have them assigned, if you don't have someone assigned to this one, you can also click on here, assign staff. You can go in here and select someone, or you should be able to click on that assigned to a zone right here.
Karma Porta. Awooga? A bloop?
There. You just drag and drop him in there. And now he should be, yeah, he is assigned 2 there. So as soon as you have a receptionist in the, I'm gonna unpause this. As soon as you have a receptionist assigned to the reception area, now you will be able to have guests come into your hotel.
Ta-da! You've just landed your first guest booking and earned your very first reward. Exciting times are afoot.
All right, so we're gonna claim that.
Since we're on the topic of rewards, why not check out all of the objectives and fabulous rewards this location has to offer?
Which we already did. All you have to do is come up here.
Here you have an overview
and select
of all objectives available in this scenario.
Items.
Bonus objectives are not mandatory to complete the mission, but they come with great rewards that may benefit you in the future.
And these are able to, then you'll be able to use these in subsequent hotels. So right now we're going to be focusing on this so that we can advance to Santorini, but these are also going to be ones that we're going to work on in the meantime.
Now back to focusing on your hotel. As guests have started to arrive, we should make sure to offer activities they will enjoy. Different guest types enjoy different activities and items. In Gothenburg, we specifically aim to please backpackers and sporties. Let's buy a whack-a-stub machine, as backpackers really love these. I also recommend buying a boxing machine to please your sporties. Place these items in the reception.
We can go over here to entertainment. We can select the whack-a-stub, and it does kind of just go right in. And then we have the boxing machine. But you can notice that they are in a blueprint, which means we need to call in construction. Now on this one, because it's just kind of a little one-off thing, I will call in this little 2-person team. And they're gonna come in. And it is a much smaller van. It's only for like the size of 2 people. It's cute. It's adorable. They're gonna come in with boxes.
Awesome! Now let's move over to a crucial part of most hotels, the restaurant. As you can see, your hotel has a restaurant zone already, but to serve food, you will need to prepare it in a kitchen. Let's create a kitchen right next to the restaurant. Start by moving the sofa that blocks the room entrance. Press and hold to lift it up, then nice!
And move it right there.
You can pick up and move any character in the same way. But be warned, some of them won't appreciate being tossed around all the time.
That would be their problem, not mine.
Make sure you have enough space for all kitchen items. We can do that by demolishing that inner wall to create one big room.
So we come in here, you can delete zones. You can delete a single object. So if I wanted to like delete this table, You can delete items. So like if I go in here and I do all of this, I can select multiple items. Or for this, we can do this where it'll just delete like everything. Not what we're wanting to do, but right now we're wanting to remove this wall.
Great. Let's wait for your construction workers to finish the demolition. That's more like it. Let's zone a kitchen in your new, spacious area.
All right, so we're going to pause this while we do this. First, we need to make sure that it's properly zoned. You can see that there is a restaurant, but we're going to do shift and click.
Next, you need to compose a dinner menu for the restaurant. Open the dinner menu by selecting the restaurant zone and following the window on the right.
So we click on this, and we have the dinner. So this one is where we can link it to, and it should automatically link, but if it doesn't, this is how you can link it if it ever becomes unlinked. We're going to go to the dinner menu. This is your
dinner menu. Here you choose which dishes are available for guests to order. Different guest types prefer different dishes, and their overall opinion of your menu will be displayed to the right. Since backpackers and sporties are common in this location, let's choose pea soup as your first dish. Good value and healthy.
$150 for pea soup.
Spot on. To the left of the menu, you can see which items are needed within the linked kitchen to be able to prepare all of the dishes on the menu. Now close the menu and install required items in the kitchen.
So we do this just like how we did over here in the bedroom. You come over here, you can click on this, and it will automatically take you over to required missing items. You can also come down here and do down to the what room it is, and you can say like, here's the kitchen, and it will also get you there. But the faster way of getting there is actually to click on this, and it will take you straight to the exact place that you need. Now it's going to tell me exactly where everything needs to go because this is the tutorial. So we're just going to install everything that it tells us to. And this is the pantry. And then things need to be installed. Why there's a couch in the kitchen, I don't know. Why is the couch white? Again, I don't know. I would hate for like spaghetti sauce to be on it or something. Yeah, see, she's got the same opinion right there. She was like sitting there dusting it off. I will actually move it somewhere.
Now you just need to hire a chef and a waiter to prepare and serve the dishes. You know what to do.
All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over here. We're going to do assign staff, and that does the exact same thing as if we clicked here. So assign staff. We are going to look at the chef. Now, Ruby Rhubarb, this is the one that I had. Chopping champion, plant proficient, and positive. We also have Bobby Saucer, who's bad-tempered meat master. And Matthew Silverplate, who's a hypochondriac and nerd. I believe one of my favorite chefs in the game is Elizabeth Green. And I'm kind of scaring myself the fact that I know all these character names. And then likewise, you come over here and you can assign the staff. Waiter, we have Caroline Tipwell, who's a leader, charismatic, and a memory master. We have Tactful Tyler, who's charismatic, anxious, and a nerd. And then we have Happy Billmore, who is charismatic, extrovert, and energetic. Happy Billmore is a good, solid character to have. There's several of the waitstaff that's really good. However, I'm trying to hire all the people that I made. And again,
Lovely.
I just randomly
I'm sure your restaurant will turn out great.
click to make them.
Now, you're probably getting sick of me, but don't worry. I'll soon leave you to let you run wild. But before doing so, I must show you cool ways to expand your business. Ready to level up? I think your building needs a whole new floor. The first step would be to build a staircase.
Okay, so we're gonna come over here and we have a staircase. You can pick any one of these stairs. We do want a stair run. You can, yeah, we'll do light like that.
Okay, as the staircase is on its way, let's move to the floor above.
So we're gonna do that by clicking up here.
Excellent. Adding new floors is a great way to expand your hotel without increasing its
This
footprint.
is new.
This enables you to add more space to accommodate more guests in other zones. Drag out a foundation in the marked area.
So we can come over here to if this is confusing for you, you can also choose to do no roof, and you can also, let's go down here real quick. You can also choose to hide the walls. So as you go through, the walls will kind of go down as you're going around. You can also then have the walls go back up. Usually I will keep the walls up, but when you're up here on the roof, it is helpful to keep the roof down. So just like before, we are going to come down here. We're going to build a foundation. Now I like this.
Due to planning permissions,
barrier
we're only
is
able
new.
to build 2 floors at this location. But I assure you, future locations will allow you to build higher, much higher, to the height of skyscrapers. And just like that, I would say you have now grasped the basics of becoming a successful hotel entrepreneur. And my work here is done. However, don't worry, I may check in once in a while to see how you're doing. Pardon the pun.
No, we don't make Otter puns here.
Oh, before I go, I'd like to mention that you now have access to the following menus: Financial Overview, Opportunities, Upgrades. Take a moment to explore these features. They'll be essential on your journey. Now I'll leave you with the objectives needed to complete the scenario. Good luck!
All right. Do we have to? I think we have to hit play. Yeah. She did go away. Now we do have critics. I'll go into critics in a little bit. I do want to get the Swedish meatballs though, so that will be at least a good thing, and then we'll be able to add that onto. Okay, I lied. We're gonna turn off the walls. Okay. We can also go in, and they don't really use this, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna come, oh, I guess they are using that. You can come here and you can like delete that.
Schwarples.
We're gonna go up, and
Look what we have here. Your very first critic is about to check in. Critics are very important to please, as they determine your star level.
So here is Marianne DeSessor. She is a critic. If you follow them and read these, some of the comments are hilarious. So yeah, with critics, they are very important guests that will regularly arrive within the hotel, and their reviews determine the star levels of the hotel.
When visiting your hotel, critics engage in activities similar to those of regular guests, but are also granted access to areas typically reserved for staff. Compared to regular guests, critics will document everything carefully and leave you with a more detailed review.
Oh, don't complain about there's no bar. We are literally like 4 walls. Are you like using... They are literally using a like ultraviolet light on their thing. You were literally the first person to use the bed. Okay. I'm done. Not with the game. I'm done criticizing them for now. So they're going through and doing this. We want to have the first sporty guest check in. You can also, since we have a critic here at the hotel, you can also click on this, and it will take you down to wherever the critic currently is, which you can view them. So like if I come over here and I lose track of them, I can come right over here. Do I want to see what room they're in? I can come over here and I see exactly what room they're in. I could go in and spruce up the room a little bit. You would have to call in construction workers if you need to have that, if you need to make any adjustments. You could also kick them out. You can kick out any of the guests that you want. I do not recommend, however, kicking out one of the critics. Let's come up here. And let's build, as they're putting the walls in, let's build a gym, which is what the sporties are going to want. Okay. I will eventually take this and change this around a bit. So that's going to be... did that actually... Yeah, that went through. We're going to click on this. You can go through and you can click on the different items. So there is a treadmill. There is a rowing machine. You can get a water fountain, which we'll put right there. There's a barbell station. What is this? Cable cross. Cable cross is really popular. Dumbbells. Exercise balls, which we'll put right there. We have some yoga mats. And the only reason I'm not going to just put one right there. And I'm not putting in a boxing machine because we do have one downstairs. Let's speed this up a little bit. We can maybe get this wall in, please. Pretty please. We can also come down here and do a material site. Okay, now we've got to do room, gym. I wanted a mirror right there. And we're going to slow this down because I want to paint this room. Let's do just a paint. We'll do something simple like a sky blue. And then we'll do, for flooring, we'll make... now, eventually, I will have... Well, we've already got concrete. Eventually, I will do something a little bit nicer. Well, I'll do the sporty thing on this. But right now, we're going to have just a wood floor. Yeah, just like that. And we can speed this up. And you can see that they are just going through and they're able to come down here to the supply. And they're painting and placing down floor. Now up here, you see that we have it's like minus 26,000. Now, a lot of that is because we did have a lot of construction costs. So that will actually even out as we go through. It looks like they did finish out that. There's just a few more items left, so I'm just going to leave it at that. It looks like it's just the treadmill, the ball, and the mirror. And we have, it gives you a notice down here when you have idle construction workers. So we're just going to send them home. Thank y'all, guys. And then, so we have a little upstairs gym, which is great. Now, one of the things we have is we need to build 6 bedrooms. I do want to recover a little bit of cash, so we'll get to that in a moment. And I have this right now set to medium speed. I want to make sure that we are making some money. So one thing that I really, really, really love about this game is the fact that your debt to earnings ratio, so your debt to asset ratio, can affect your credit score. And that affects, in turn, how well you can do for a loan. And what kind of like interest rates and stuff that you're going to get. So right now, It's really pretty low interest. So I do not know if they have it, if they've done it where you make payments, or I know in previous playthroughs you basically had to play it back in one lump sum and it was continuing to accrue interest. So I'm hoping that that is not the case. You have your cash flow. So again, first couple days, cash flow in the last 24 hours. You can see this is evening out. Net worth change for current day. You can see income and costs. So incomes for accommodations is how much we've received. For accommodations, restaurant, entertainment, and refreshments are ever so little. $3, like someone must have bought like a Coke or something off of a vending machine. So costs, we have items, customized surface, staff, land value, and construction. Advanced, coming soon, and ratings. So this is where we will be able to see all of the guest reviews. They will also be able to see them over here. An item needs repair, toilet, so we can come over here. And that will hopefully be fixed. There's a little chirping sound, I believe. Why is there trash right there? I'm going to hire a second thing.
Look at that. A decent critic review, I must say. Especially as you're a newbie to the hotel business.
So for this, with the critic review, the critic is going to give us an overall review. And they're going to also give us an environment ratings of attractiveness, cleanliness, staff experience, and temperature. Then they're going to rate each one of the items. So they have the bedroom, seating, entertainment, the sleep quality, toilet, body wash, and refreshments. The gym, we also got good ratings on this. The restaurant, not so much, but we've also only got one item so far. The bar will be required for 4 stars, but we do not have it unlocked yet. And the spa also requires 5 stars, but we do not have that unlocked yet either. I'm going to hire a second cleaner. So we have Danielle Detergent, who's a bad temperature shouter and a nerd. Robert Albright, who's a slacker but has a bright outlook. And Aisha Spruce is mopping master and a leader. We're going to absolutely hire you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That's outstanding. So another thing is we need to be able to research. So this one also does the financial overview, which you can also get to by clicking here on the money icon up here, up at the top of the screen. Star level, that gives us a quick way to access our ratings. This gives us access to our guest list. And then this one right here gives us access to our financial overview. And we just unlocked the ship wheel by having our first sporty guest check in. So if we want to, we can go back over here and we'll put the walls back up. So one thing we can do is we can come over to here. And where is it? Should be under art and decorative. Yeah, there it is, the ship wheel. Go right there, and we can put this right there. But you'll notice it is in the blueprint, so I will need to hire construction workers to come out and get it. It did go ahead and take away from my cost. So one of the things that I do is I might like leave that up. I might get a few things in order and wait until I need to have them. So is someone shouting or something?
Sabada?
Oh, someone's like shouting or something. Anyway, so yeah, so we have the first one there. Are we how close are we to the Swedish meatballs? Okay. Anyway, So yeah, so we are making about 2,700 a day. And then we need to do where we have opportunities. This is a shipping container, abandoned cars, and radioactive waste, where you can accept these and it will provide you with income per hour. I know on at least one playthrough they had where you could influence ratings and stars and do like actual marketing campaigns, and I'm hoping that they bring those back. We have the upgrade system. Now this is one of the things where you have to research 3 upgrades. We have 7 research points available, so we need to pick one at least. Something I like to have is I actually like to get a better washing machine, a better drying cabinet, tumble dryer. That gets us 3 upgrade claims. Okay, so this is a little different from how it was previously, because before you would spend money and you would then use that money to then research. This is, I get upgrade points, and I'm not sure how I got the upgrade points. Oh, here we go. 4 upgrade points earned. So probably during the critics, you can earn these upgrade points, and then you can use those to improve your hotel. So what I would like to do then is, because this is like 1 washer, 1 dryer. But what I could do is then I could come down here. We can increase with the washing machine combo. We're going to hire in the small crew again. We're going to delete a single object, 1 and 2. And then I want to... You can tell me we got the model ship already. Then I would like to pause while I'm going to go here. And oh, here we go. Here's the other way you can do this. You can also click on this, select the armchair, and that will go to delete items in the room. You can also do the bulldozer, and it deletes like everything in the entire zone. So we basically have this laundry machine, and we're going to instead place 2 of those. And that we're going to go through, and once those are installed, we're going to send the construction workers home. There you go. And they're gone. So let's see, we almost have 10 we almost have our 10 workouts. The other thing is that each one of these rooms, you notice that have demand. They have backpacker, sporty, sunbather, business, brat, and upper crust. You can also give discounts to the rooms, and it gives you what stars are in the rooms. You can close the room. You can also come in here, add new items to the room, or you can delete it. We did get the Swedish meatballs. Fantastic. I'm going to go add those to the menu. So we're going to go to dinner menu. Maybe not, because I need another research item. So right here, we're going to have gastronomic expansion, adds an additional dinner slot to the dinner menu. We're going to select that one, come back over here, dinner menu. Now we have select a dish, and we're going to do Swedish meatballs. Now we're going to get a lot more different, or a lot different types of people. So we have the pea soup and the Swedish meatballs, but we do need the meat box, so we're going to come right here, and we're going to place one right there. Again, I have to call this in. It's gonna be one little thing. Done. He's gone. And we have the protein drink machine. So the last thing we need to do is if we would like to actually make some bedrooms, and I think how do I want to do this? Yep, we're gonna do it. We're gonna bite the bullet. We're gonna call in. We're calling the 6 workers. This is not how I would recommend doing this, but I just want to try to get everything in here as much as I possibly can. All of this is gonna go. So we're going to call in medium. Yeah, I know. And everyone is mad at me because the whole thing is gone. They're gonna go through, they'll do that. Yeah, they gotta remove everything. So these are the construction services. And you can see this is why I didn't want to do, I wanted to do the larger one because yeah, and then they've got to build all that back up, and we are going to pause this now that we have everyone out, and I'm going to build this back up. With how I want to do this, we're going to do a... Should have checked to make sure. Okay, hold on. A 8. Hold on. I'm going to double check this, but I'm pretty sure. Okay. Oh, because I need to. That's what we're gonna do. All right. Yeah, checked in guest. We've already got one in there. I was hoping it would give me... Okay. I was hoping it would tell me what the size of the room's requirements are. Now, I believe... It is... I think we might be able to get away with that. We'll do... Hold on. This with 2. And there. And then we're gonna do, we'll do... And... Just gonna... This, and then we'll do... You can delete a wall right off the bat. And then we're going to add That. Remove that. We'll just add in some white doors there. And we're going to delete the wall right there. All right, go for it, guys. So hold on, I want 6 rooms. There. Okay, we've got this. Let's go to slow. Now that they've got the floors in, we're gonna do bedrooms. And each one's gonna have a adjoining bathroom. All right, let's do blue bed. We need and then one of these in each room. For this, we need a shower. A toilet. This way and this way. And then I want a sink. No, they don't care if they walk in there. All right, let's speed that along. Now the outside is already painted, but inside we will go ahead and add wood floors. We're gonna add tiles. Kind of the sandy color. And then for the bedrooms, do this one. And then for the walls, we can do, I believe this is this wood? No. Other wallpaper. Could do tiles. Actually, tiles would work really well in... We'll do that. Build at least 6 bedrooms. That should be coming in. Ooh, I like that. Anyway, we'll add to that differently. And then we'll do... I was trying to pick something. I was trying to... Oh, here it is. For the outside, and then we could do this for each of the rooms. We watered 10 plants. We got that claimed. We just need to get all of these. There we go. That's still crooked. That's better. So we do have 6 bedroom. It is just a matter of getting all of the required items in. Now with this, they are going to be available for sporty. They are going to meet the minimum size requirements for the backpackers. And they are perfect for sporties. So these will be really good for sporties.
Hooray! You have completed the
And we
main
got the
objectives
fishnet.
in this scenario. Hats off to you. You can now choose to stay and further improve your hotel, potentially unlocking more rewards, or set off to tackle new challenges elsewhere.
So for right now, we are going to continue. In this one, did we get all of... Okay, all of my construction workers are idle, so we're just going to have them take those back. And as soon as those are gone, now we're going to send them home. And we are going to slowly let our hotel recover in price point. But we are going to continue that. Yeah, because I'm currently in the negatives. Again, not how I would recommend doing that, but sometimes you just got to rip the band-aid off and just go for it. But we will continue that and find out if we can turn a profit or if I've got to start over in the next episode. So thank you for watching. There is a lot more to come with this series. I do plan on having this actually be a full-on series. We are going to continue in Gothenburg in the next episode. I think I've said that 3 times. I apologize. I'd like to thank Wired Productions again for giving me an early access key to this. I can't express how grateful I am for them to support me and this channel with providing early access to this key. But we're going to look more into this and the objectives next time. Thank you for watching. Have an utterly fantastic day. And see ya.